And another motherfucking goddamn thing. I hope them spirits that you stole that fucking satin sheet bed off of come and haunt you in your dreams. Cause what the fuck you not gonna do is call me ugly bitch. You sit up here with a staple fucking motherfucking silk sheet on. Okay, looking like a pillowcase that's good for my hair, but bad for everything else. And so what if I look like Ice Cube right now? That's none of your motherfucking business. But what is my business is you. See, this response is what made you ugly on the inside and the outside. Okay? Ain't nothing gonna get me up off of you. This is giving me Winnie Parker all over again. You done fucked up. You done fucked up now. You done fucked up. What's ugly is that the person who made the dress for you let you walk out like that. Is the shit pinned? Is it stapled? Why is the side of it? Why is there no seam? What the fuck is that? I wasn't even gonna say nothing. I wasn't even gonna say nothing until I got to this slide. And I'm like, oh, how the fuck is you so holy or thou? How is you going to church, but you the one sitting up here judging everybody else that don't do shit that you do? You need to be worrying about your surroundings. Because that church that you were standing in look real. Better watch out. Puffy shoulder having ass. You know what? Heifer. You gonna get what you gonna get.
Pretty girls don't hate. Pretty girls don't judge. Pretty girls are not haters. And we, as a society, just collectively agree that hating is the behavior of the uggos. Here's the thing, like, I am so here for everyone embracing more modesty. I love it. I love it. I really do. But the thing is, like most things in life, having an all or nothing mindset, is it really the most productive? Like, sis, you look gorgeous. Okay, if modesty is your thing, okay, go ahead and rock it, because girl, you look beautiful. The hair, the dress, okay, everything, the makeup, it's together, it's there. But why do you have to put other women down just because they want to show a neck or because they want to show their back? Like, what is immodest to you? Also, what trend? Am I slow, or like, what is the immodest wedding dress trend? I haven't heard of it. I generally need someone to point out to me what a slutty wedding dress is, because I haven't seen one. Girlie, what is your definition of immodest? Also, I'm so here for how she says, for there is nothing uglier. She doesn't say because there's nothing uglier. She said for there is. Okay, she's trying to make it seem like this is something straight out of the Bible. Okay, it's giving archaic. It's giving Miss Shakespeare. Okay. For there is nothing uglier. Girl, just enjoy your wedding day, okay? You're too pretty to be doing this hating, okay?
Negro, please. Didn't somebody tell you this was an all-white party? Huh? Someone get this jigaboo away, please.
Okay, so I'm big on be with who makes you happy, babe. Who you love has nothing to do with me. But when you start doing that, when you start losing self-respect and respect for your people, that's kind of when the line gets drawn. You're having an identity crisis. You think you're the golden ticket? You're not. Mind y'all, this is the same woman who is constantly posting about religion and how if you believe in anything but the Catholic believing, then you're just believing in the wrong thing. But this is what you do. Isn't that kind of contradicting? I don't know, but yeah, you're ugly on the inside and sort of on the outside.
For there is nothing uglier than an immodest bride who leaves nothing to the imagination. Oh, but there is. There is something far uglier than that. And that is reserved for women who judge other women for wearing what they feel the most comfortable and beautiful in on their wedding day. And I don't believe for a second you didn't know that this was going to be a shitty thing to say. There's a reason this is the last slide, because literally everyone was on board with your first, 7 slides. Were you just explaining that you wanted a modest wedding gown? That's what you felt most beautiful in, what you felt most confident in. And everyone said, hell yeah, that's what you should wear. And you look gorgeous. You look stunning. And I hope you felt the most beautiful. That doesn't mean people who want to wear something that you would consider less modest, ugly. Now, if you were born and raised in the South like me, you know that ugly has multiple terms. It doesn't just refer to physical things like what you're talking about, calling other women ugly for feeling confident in things that you don't like. It also has another meaning that is used very frequently. As my mother used to say all the time, you need to cut it out right now, because what you are doing is acting ugly. It is your wedding day. Wear what makes you feel the most beautiful.
Crazy thing about that ugly ass modest dress is the fact that had she just got on and was like, oh my god, guys, look, I designed my own wedding dress, everyone would have held their tongue. They would have been in the comments like, oh my god, slay, queen, slay, next Black Pharaoh wing, all that, right? But because she thought that she was so high and mighty on her high horse, everyone was like, you know what, it's time to knock this hoe down, because who do you think you are coming out here with this and talking about that?
So hi guys, I'm also a Christian. My name is Agape, and I saw this video doing the rounds on Twitter, and then I saw the full context of the video on TikTok, and it's kind of crazy. Okay, so I've unpacked this video, and I think that two big problems come to mind. There's so many other problems, like there's a plethora of problems with regards to like purity culture and modesty and what that looks like for different people, having different shapes and everything like that. That's also something to unpack. But with this video, I thought two things come in mind. One thing is demonizing people as a Christian, like what is that? And then the second thing is having conversations within a Christian context versus having a conversation with other people who aren't Christian. So with regards to my first point in terms of demonizing people, as Christians, it's quite foolish and idiotic to expect people who are not Christian to live up to the same standards that you lived up to as a Christian. For example, I am a virgin. I'm going to save myself for marriage. I have friends who are not Christian. I'm not going to look at them funny because they don't save themselves for marriage, because they aren't Christian. They don't live by the same standards or just set of guidelines that I do. So why would I expect them to adhere to that? That's one question. And I know even by using the word standard, some people might be put off by that. But for example, if I'm friends with a Muslim and my other friend who's non-Muslim, my friend who's Muslim is not going to look at my non-Muslim friend funny for eating pork because she knows that she isn't supposed to eat pork, but someone else doesn't live by that same like rule. So why should you demonize the person for eating pork if they don't abide to the same like set of rules that you do, or set of standards, or a way of life? So it's really weird by talking about immodesty, the way that it was said, the way that it came across, because what's modest to you is not going to be immodest to someone else who's not a Christian. Like, we have to think things through when we have critique. I've seen her response by her saying she's not judging anybody, but like, let's be so for real. Like, let's be for real. Things are implied with the way that language is used. You don't have to say you are doing this by it for the negative connotations to be brought forth, and that is judging people. The thing is, I'm a Christian, right? So I'm not going to say what I say without giving you guys some backing, right? And the thing is, I've spent the previous year in the Old Testament, and even in James, it talks about correction. But whenever they talk about correction, they always preface it by either relational or they say in love. So in James, it says, my brothers and sisters, if one of you should wander from the truth and someone brings that person back, my brother and sister, are these people your brothers and sisters? Like, there needs to be a relational aspect. There needs to be love there. You can't just be going on the internet telling people, oh, if you do this, you're going to look ugly. You're going to look... Guys, that is not the way to go about things. And this brings on my second point, this idea that when you talk to people amongst your community, there's a different type of conversation that you have versus people that are outside of your community. And as soon as you don't recognize that, that's where you're going to mess up. Like, the way people discuss the intersectionality amongst their own community with regards to race, with regards to abuse, with regards to all of these things is going to be different when they talk about it with their community and another community. If you don't know how to navigate that, don't say anything at all. There's one thing saying, I really like my dress. It's really modest. I enjoy it. This is how I looked on my wedding day. But leave it at that. Why do you have to bring other people into this? Like, the dress looked very beautiful. She looked amazing. Why do you have to now involve others in your decision? Is this day not about you? Like, I think it's interesting because people who are within the Christian circles were side-eyeing this, and then people who are outside of Christian circles were also side-eyeing this, and not the idea of modesty. People are fine if you're modest, if you... it's not that people have a problem with. It's you involving other people in your mess. Like, and also even in the Christian context, modesty is such a tricky discussion with regards to just Christians, because of how it's been brought forth with regards to how it is enforced in certain communities, and also this idea of people having different body types, and so somebody can wear the same exact thing as you, but they're not immodest because they have curves. So like, it's so layered. But to have the conversation the way it was bad. There are ways to have conversations without doing it in this way. And as somebody who has had the tools to be able to navigate these conversations with people who aren't Christian and people who are, like, there's ways to do it. And that is not it. But anyways, I hope you all have a good day. Peace out.